Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ's official predictions video for NXT Takeover Toronto 2. I am being joined by several of the NoDQ team members. We have TJS, Tyler Joseph Smith. TJS, how are you feeling about this show overall on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's so interesting because NXT always delivers, and it's like, even if you don't think it will, it's like, this show might be okay. It always exceeds expectations. So, I'll go ahead and give this maybe like 8 out of 10. I think it's definitely bold to have 2 women's matches. Don't think any takeover's done that before, so should be a very interesting show. I'm looking forward to it. It'll probably be better than SummerSlam. We know that much. It should be good. Noah, what do you think, man? It's good. It's good to work with you for the first time ever on video here.
First off, Big G, Tyler, it's a pleasure to finally work with you two for the first time ever. Secondly, yes, I'm very looking forward to this takeover, not only because it's my first live one, but I really think that the women are always overshadowed by the men, even at NXT. With the fact we have 2 women's matches, one of these could be a sleeper to steal the night. And NXT always delivers for me. So I'm very looking forward to this show.
All right, Big G, how are you feeling about this show?
I'm going to go up 1 on Tyler Joseph Smith. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
I agree.
Like you guys said, NXT always delivers. I'm always a diehard NXT fan. Noah, one of these days, I'll be on the show with you, Jerry, and Stephen Osborne, and let's get this thing rolling, Aaron.
All right. Well,
team.
I'm like at a 10 for this, not just because of the show itself, but also the fact that I'll be there in person. Absolutely. Noah, you'll be there.
Yeah.
Virtue. We got Virtue. We got Stephen. We got Jerry. We got Caitlin, Aaron's sister, Amy. We're going to have a great time with everybody for NXT TakeOver. I'm really stoked for it, and I think this card is pretty solid. Maybe not the strongest card of all time, but I think it could end up being one of the better shows. I mean, it's so hard to top the best shows, but I feel like they always come really close. Like, there hasn't been a significantly weak NXT card that I can recall. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. The first match we have is one of the women's matches. Now, one of you can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is the first time Candice LeRae has wrestled on the main pay-per-view.
Yes.
That is correct.
Okay. Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai in a singles match. So, Noah, I'll start with you. What's the story heading into this match, the angle here with Candice LeRae, and do you think this will be the start of bigger things to come for her?
Jeez. I'm hoping that this is my match of the night, particularly, because all we know about Candice LeRae up to this point as far as NXT, she's Johnny Gargano's wife. But this woman can go. Not only has she faced her husband multiple times in absolute intense wrestling, she's also paired, of course, on the independent scene against former tag team champions, the Young Bucks. Hito Carey, no stranger to delivering hardcore action as well. The story is this. Io Shirai, she formerly had friends. She faced Shayna Baszler, Big G, your personal favorite, in a steel cage match, bringing out the horsewomen, and shenanigans pull up to the side. Candice LeRae dived off the top, and somehow, some way, Shayna Baszler literally slipped out, held the title. Io blamed Candice, and she went full dark. Now, I don't know what to think at this point. It reminds me almost of when she was with the Black Lotus Triad in Lucha Underground under the name Hito Carey, and she personally faced and beat Pentagon with a Destroyer. It is for that reason I'm picking Io Shirai for the win.
All right. Well, Big G, what do you think about this one?
Well, like Noah said, Shayna beat Io Shirai in that steel cage match by like beating her head against the steel cage, and Shayna slipped out, and Io just snapped and started beating Candice with the steel chair, and the next week she came out saying she didn't need any friends anymore, went full dark, like goth mode.
Kayfabe approved, by the way. Kayfabe Candy has approved.
So, and, we really haven't seen Candice do anything big time on NXT. So I think I'm going to go with Candice LeRae on this one to get her first big NXT TakeOver win.
All right, TJS.
Well, I think that turning Io Shirai heel was definitely interesting because she was a fan favorite. She was a big high flyer, and by the way, I love the new look. Like, oh my god,
Ew.
so good,
Do you like
so
the
good.
music? Do you like?
Oh
the
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and the entrance, like it, so many flashing lights, man. It reminds me of Nakamura because of all of it. Now is she still using the moonsault as a heel? I don't know if she's wrestled yet as a heel yet.
She had one match, if you can call it that,
The next
but
one.
Candice came out and beat the daylights out of her. Hence, this
Okay.
match got set up. She has not
Okay.
put off the moonsault, though, as far as her heel persona goes, yet. I don't know if she will.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting, like I said, because she's the high flyer and everything. Fans love her, but yeah, I think that it's like you said, Candice LeRae has just been Johnny Gargano's wife. Nothing really much has come of her, and man, I think that Io's gonna win this because she's lost so many times to Shayna in a row. It's just, and it's not looking good for her. And I feel like this heel turn, it's really just gonna reinvigorate her and just refresh her, make her a force to be reckoned with. Maybe people will start taking her more seriously now. But yeah, I think it should be a good show. Aaron, who are you going with here, man?
Well, I'm gonna make it 2-2. I'm gonna go with Candice LeRae for this one. I've been very high on her for a long time. I remember watching her back in PWG back in 2006, 2007. I would go to those shows in Reseda, California, and I saw star power in her back then. I mean, this was a decade ago. I think she's going to be a major superstar in WWE, and I think she's going to eventually challenge for the women's championship. So I'm going to be picking her to win, and she'll be the next challenger for the championship. So we'll go ahead and get into that match now. The women's championship for NXT.
Oh,
Big
one
G's
more thing.
favorite.
Aaron, Virtue, he's saying his picks. Virtue said Io Shirai.
Okay, well, there you go. So Virtue is going
Yes,
to
y'all know he's participating.
make it 3-2. All right, so we have Shayna Baszler versus Mia Yim for the NXT Women's Championship. Now, like I said, I think Candice is going to be the next challenger. I think Shayna is going to continue her dominance. So I'm picking Shayna Baszler to retain here. Big G, how about we start with you on this one? Do you think your girl's going to keep her streak going?
Absolutely. So basically, Mia Yim has been wanting a title shot after title shot after title shot for a long time now. In the past couple weeks, she's beaten up Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir, in the parking lot, in the locker room. And Shayna was like, well, if you want me, you got me at TakeOver. So I'm sticking with my girl, Shayna Baszler, to retain and continue her dominance.
All right, TJS.
Well, so Mia Yim's gimmick has basically been like she's a gangster. She's just been like Shayna Baszler's been calling her street trash. So, I think that Mia Yim is probably gonna win the title here because I expect Shayna Baszler to be called up relatively soon. I expect she'll be like a Bayley's next challenger or something. Maybe they'll put her on SmackDown. But yeah, this should be a really good match. I think Mia Yim's really talented, and we know that Shayna's very good too. Probably the most credible heel in the business today, Shayna is. Yeah, I think it will be a very solid match. It's going to be hard hitting for sure. And this could even be match of the night. There's a lot of potential matches of the night. But yeah, I think that Mia Yim will end up taking it here. Aaron?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, I'm still going on record. I still think that Shayna will be called up when Ronda Rousey comes back. I think Shayna Baszler is going to be Ronda's bodyguard, Diesel, Shawn Michaels type relationship. So I think she's going to stay champion for that reason. But I mean, on the other hand, both Becky Lynch and Bayley, I think, could really benefit from a new credible challenger. And with that argument, you could say Shayna would be the perfect choice. So Noah, what's your call on this one?
How many times have Mia Yim and Shayna Baszler faced each other? They faced each other at the Mae Young Classic. They faced each other on NXT TV. And they're not strangers to each other either, being partners in their own room, looking at tweets and laughing at them. And they faced each other in AIW. And to correct you on Mia Yim's gangsta look, she's the HBIC, head baddie in charge. That name effing sucks. But I digress. Anyway, I got to go with Shayna Baszler on this one. I went against BG's girl last time, and it cost me a point. I don't see Shayna Baszler being called up yet. I see Shayna Baszler still holding down the women's division, and like you said, her next challenger will likely be Candice LeRae. Shayna Baszler retains.
All right. Good pick. Okay, so next up we have the triple threat match for the North American Championship. We have the Velveteen Dream versus Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong. So TJS, let's start off with you. Do you think it's time for a new champion, or do you think Velveteen Dream should have a lengthy reign as the North American champion?
Oh man, this is probably one of the hardest ones to call in my opinion. And God, I think this is actually going to steal the show. Like, if I just predict one match to steal the show, it's got to be this one. And this match really doesn't have too much of a story besides Roderick Strong saying that he wants the North American title. Pete Dunne interrupted I think Velveteen Dream like a week or two on NXT. Had a match with Roderick. What I like is the continuity here between Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne, because you remember they were tag team partners, and then Strong ended up turning on Dunne to join the Undisputed Era. So, man, I want to say that Roderick Strong wins the title here because I think that they've been doing this thing where they put the title on factions. New Day is all champions. OC is all champions. So it makes me think that Roderick's going to win here. But is Roderick really like a big enough star to hold the title like Velveteen Dream? I don't know. You know what? I'll go with Roderick Strong on this. I'm going to say that he wins the title here. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna say that Velveteen Dream retains the title here. I think that Velveteen's gonna retain, and I'll give my reasoning for this a little bit later. But overall, I'm saying Velveteen Dream will retain the title. Big G.
Well, I like Velveteen Dream. I love Pete Dunne. I enjoy both their work, and like you said, there's really no storyline in this match. And I also think it'll steal the show. But I will go with Roderick Strong to be the new North American champion. I think by the end of the night, Undisputed Era is going to have all the gold.
Ooh, bold prediction. I mean, that's a valid one. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. See, I think Velveteen Dream is just on such a roll right now, and he's doing well as champion. So I'm going to pick Dream. I'm going to be conservative and just say that Velveteen Dream retains the title. But Noah, got any other opinions regarding this one?
First off, sorry, Virtue. He picked Baszler. As far as this match, Virtue picked Velveteen Dream. As far as my thoughts on this match, Adam Cole has proclaimed the Undisputed Era will be draped in gold. Is this another step towards that? I think so. Like you said, Strong and Dunne have the most history here, going all the way back to NXT Takeover New Orleans, where he turned on Dunne and joined the Undisputed Era. The only history that Dream has with Dunne is that they faced each other on a house show in Asbury for the NXT UK title. Guess who won that? And Dream, at this point, he is so over. He doesn't need this title. I see them promoting him now to the top title picture, as much as Virtue wants to see him be the secret weapon of Vince McMahon on the main roster. Again, I don't see cops on this, but bottom line, I'm going with Roderick Strong for the win.
That's a really solid prediction. I'm almost considering changing mine now. I'm not sure. TGS, I feel like our gut feelings are to go with Roderick Strong. So
Yeah.
Guys, want to change yours?
Man, I keep thinking that like maybe they'll call it Velveteen Dream, but I keep also thinking like maybe it's too soon for that because he's so young. He has plenty of time to spend in NXT. I'm just gonna stick with Velveteen. I can't change it. I can't.
Right. Well, I'm gonna stick with Velveteen too then because I feel like I don't think NXT is gonna have a lot of title changes. I think we've seen too many of them, and I prefer to just go on the conservative side. With the main roster, that's a different story. Like they do tons of title changes every show, it seems. But with NXT, I feel like people tend to get lengthy reigns. So because of that, I'm going to go on the conservative side and stick with Velveteen. But I think Noah made a really good point. And this one, like you said, TJS, this is maybe the most difficult one to call. Watch, Pete Dunne ends up winning.
I know. For near 700 days.
All right. Next up, we have the tag team match for the NXT tag team titles. Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins, and Montez Ford, who have appeared on Raw the past several weeks, versus the Undisputed Era. So, Big G, we'll start with you. Based on what you said in the previous match, I would think you're going with a title change here.
Don't get me wrong. I love the Street Profits. I did pick them to win at NXT Takeover 25, and they did. And, they had a title match against Forgotten Sons and Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, on NXT TV, and both matches they defended successfully. So, and if they're gonna keep on appearing on Raw, I know they're not officially call-ups, but they really don't need the NXT titles. So I feel like I said before, Undisputed Era is gonna have be draped in gold by the end of the night, baby.
All right. Well, I'm going to say Street Profits will retain the titles using what Noah said a few minutes ago. I feel like these guys need the titles. Undisputed Era, I don't feel they need the titles. They're strong as they are as a group. Street Profits just won the titles. They're just starting to build their star power in WWE and the NXT brand. So I think they need the titles. I think that it would hurt them to lose the titles. Thus, I'm going with Street Profits to retain. Noah, what are your thoughts?
BG took the words out of my mouth. Like I said, Adam Cole proclaimed the Undisputed Era will be draped in gold. There's not a whole lot when you think about, though, the NXT tag team division, unless you include, like, some teams from the UK. Because, like you said, we've already seen the Forgotten Sons go for the titles. They lost. We've already seen Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch go for the titles. They lost. Street Profits aren't really doing anything else with them. And the War Raiders are on Monday Night Raw now. With that being said, I'm going with Undisputed Era to hopefully bring in some new dynamics to the tag team division, especially since Breezango seems to be back.
Yeah, Breezango's back as a team in NXT.
All right. Well, TJS, what do you think?
I think that the Undisputed Era is winning the titles here. I feel like, yes, it would hurt the Street Profits to lose the titles, but I feel like Vince has laid eyes on the Street Profits, and Vince wants the damn Street Profits. So that's what
2.0.
He wants, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. So Vince McMahon is going to get what he wants. He makes the Street Profits try way too hard for the little comedy segments. Like, in NXT, these guys just have tons of charisma. Like, their entrance is just awesome. You have the crowd chanting swag. They're doing the cool dance. They've got the red solo cups. It's ridiculous. But on Raw, oh boy, you have them doing the terrible, terrible segments. But I think Undisputed Era is going to win the gold here, like I said. And then I guess we'll get Breezango versus Undisputed Era. I don't know. Either way, I see this being the Street Profits final match on the black and yellow brand.
Agree. Right. And also Virtue said Undisputed Era as well. So, Aaron, you're the odd one out.
All right. Well, I guess I have faith in the Street Profits to somehow pull off a victory. We'll see. I need the points badly. So if there's going to be an upset, I'll be happy to take it. All right, so we have the main event, which is a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Championship. We have Adam Cole defending against Johnny Gargano. The first match is Adam Cole's choice, which was a straight-up wrestling match. And then the second match was Johnny Gargano's choice, a street fight. And then William Regal, if there is a third fall, and I think it's safe to say there will be, it's going to be William Regal's choice. Now, they have not announced anything regarding what that third match might be, correct?
Correct.
Right.
Okay. So who knows if it'll be interesting, because if we see a cage hovering above the ring, then that'll kind of give it away. But I'm presuming it'll be something else, like it'll be some other kind of stipulation match. I guess we could also maybe for a tiebreaker point predict the stipulation match. How about that?
Okay.
All right. So I think it's going to go the 3 falls. I think Adam Cole will win the first fall to give the heel the advantage, and then Johnny will win the second match. And then I'm predicting Adam Cole will retain the championship. Maybe your guys' scenario plays out where all the Undisputed Era leave the show as champions. But I do think Adam Cole is retaining his. All right, so TJS, your thoughts. Oh, it's stipulation. Well, let me think about a stipulation here. Well, I'll let you go and I'll think about it.
Okay. Well, I'm wearing my Johnny Gargano shirt here. But he's really watered down 2 out of 3 falls matches, if you ask me. I mean, because if you've been watching the main roster, we've had a ton of them. And I hate to say this, guys, but I don't know about this match. I don't know if it's going to be that good, because we've seen so much between these two guys already. What else can they really do? It's like Ciampa versus Gargano. Like, we saw so many matches that they had. They had like 3 matches. They're all great, but it's like, how is this different from the last? I guess this basically being a 3 stages of hell match, that should change it up. I think that Gargano's going to win. Okay, so if the first fall is the wrestling match, I think Gargano's going to win that. and then I think Cole will win the street fight. Like, I think they're going to win their opponent's gimmick, if that makes sense. And then for the third fall, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it would be an I Quit match. Because that's something different. Like, what else would it be? Submission match? Like, who knows?
Damn,
yeah, but I'm going to say that Cole retains. And also, you had Adam Cole go to Johnny Gargano's father's pizza place, which is really great. He got there and he ordered 4 pizzas and then hung up a photo of himself on the Wall of Fame. So I think that's ultimate heel. And then he went to Gargano's wrestling school, brought the pizzas, told them that they'll never be anything. So really good build here. But at the end of the day, I think Cole is going to win the title. Gargano has, or Cole's going to retain the title. I'm sorry. Gargano hasn't really gotten to the top and stayed there. He's always been overshadowed by Ciampa, and it's unfortunate. Maybe he'll get called up, I don't know. But I think that this is going to be where Roderick Strong gets kicked out of the Undisputed Era because everyone's going to win the gold except for him. They've been teasing it, and I think this is finally going to happen. I think Roderick's getting kicked out, and you'll have the original UE standing tall as champions. So, Noah, what do you think, man?
That is a very bold thought and foretelling of the future. Well done. As far as this match goes, okay, so we got a straight-up wrestling match and a street fight. Johnny Gargano's no stranger to street fights, and Adam Cole says, "I've beaten you." Clean as a whistle in the middle of the ring. I could actually see both men winning their gimmicks they picked. As far as the third gimmick goes, I don't see submission. Honestly, I could see either last man standing or I don't think they're going to do ladder. I can't imagine them holding the title up. And Johnny Gargano's been basically a transitional champion. I mean, as soon as he won the North American title, he lost the Velveteen Dream. As soon as he won the NXT title, he lost it to Adam Cole. So with that being said, I'm going with Cole retains here, regardless of the situations. And right now, I can see your breakup angle happening down the line, with the next takeover probably being War Games, I figure at this point. But I don't see the Undisputed Era breaking up, and I see all 4 by the end of the night holding gold.
All right, Big G.
Did you want to pick your stipulation first before I start?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. Last man standing.
Okay. And Aaron, what about you? Did you pick one?
I'm going to go ahead and say the ladder match. Just, I guess, for selfish reasons, I want to see a ladder match for these guys.
Okay. Well, you guys all made great points. And like Noah pointed out, Gargano's been a transitional champion. The only time even with Ciampa, they barely have the tag team titles, but it seems like Gargano needs Ciampa. Gargano can't do anything. He can't hold on to the NXT title, North American title, or the, like I said, NXT Championship. So that being said, I'm going with Cole to retain, and Undisputed Era is going to have all the gold by the end of the night, and that's undisputed. And for my stipulation pick, last man standing, ladder, I quit. I might as well go with a submission match.
Okay.
All right.
And Virtue said Adam Cole for the win as well. So we're all unanimous here. Baby.
All right. There you go. All right. So that'll wrap it up for our NXT predictions video. Let's go ahead and do the plugs. Noah, we'll start with you.
A pleasure, gentlemen. Hope we can do it again next takeover. If you all want to know more about me, know this. I'm just a simple man. If you haven't figured out by the background, not only am I a fan of the Undisputed Era, I'm also a lifelong fan of wrestling. If you want to follow me, talk anything wrestling, NoDQ.com/Noah takes you to my Twitter page, or follow my simple YouTube channel for all sort of reviews and recaps on wrestling, WWE and beyond at youtube.com/user/NoahFoz210. At the heart of it, you'll find hashtag 205 Live Matters, where I review 205 Live every week and discuss the cruiserweights, then, now, and forever, WWE and beyond. Join the hashtag 205 Live Match Facebook group, too, if you want to join in that fun as well. And support Con Andrew, the Trauma Block. Support Aftermatch Wrestling, my friends Stefan and Jerry, of course. Their series, What's NXT and NXT UK. Tea Party do a great job with that. And as always, I'd like to close, I'm just going to keep it simple. Support your wrestling outlets for big and small, and let's keep growing this wrestling community together. Simple as that. See y'all in Toronto.
All right, TJS.
NoDQ.com/TJS takes to my Facebook page. Feel free to add me there. Twitter @NoDQ_TJS. and PlayStation Network, Tyler Joseph Smith. Noah, it was great working with you, man. You guys definitely deserve more views on the 205 Live Matters things. Even if some people don't think it matters, we had the great No DQ debate. You guys should definitely check that out. Also, very well done. Chris Mace, Virtue with Aaron as the moderator. Very good, very good. And that's going to do it for me, gentlemen.
All right, Big G.
Yes, NoDQ.com/Big G takes you to my Twitter page. NoDQ_Big G on Instagram. Jeff Feltz on Facebook. Go to NoDQ.com/shirts. Virtue shirt. Noah's new shirt. I'm just a simple man. And NoDQ.com/Virtue with a small V takes you to Virtue's Twitter page, and you can check him out there. And that's it for Big G. Aaron, take it home.
All right, NoDQ.com/Toronto. We got the big meetup before SummerSlam. I'll be there. Noah will be there. Virtue will be there. Stephen Osborne, Jerry Slaughter, Caitlin, Aaron's sister Amy. A whole bunch more are going to be there. It's going to be a really fun time. I'm sad that TJS and Big G will not be there, but they'll be there with us in spirit. And of course, stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding SummerSlam and TakeOver. And that's it for this video. We'll see you guys next time.